I'm Benny Ulich, and I treat my mother right.
Treat her right, treat your mother right.
I've been a big fan of Mr. T for a long time. From his acting...
What's your prediction for the fight, then?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
to his wrestling appearances, including his WWE Hall of Fame induction speech.
So beneath the mohawk, underneath the tough-talking persona, and behind the bad attitude is an old-fashioned mama's boy.
To his rap career.
Mother, I always love her. My mother. So treat her right, treat her right.
But today, I'd like to talk about my favorite of all of his media appearances. His best TV show. No, not that one. I Pity the Fool was a 2006 reality television series where Mr. T went from town to town helping people with their problems and teaching fools some basic rules. So let's look at an episode of this lovely program.
My name is Trisha Beto, and I am the mother of two wonderful kids, Chris and Jillian. I'm also the wife of Frank Abeto.
Hey, Mr. T. I'm the mother of two lovely children and the wife of Frank. He sucks. Please knock some sense into him.
My husband is a big, lazy slob.
Mr. T is out here fat-shaming Frank before he even meets him.
This family is coming apart like the seams of Frank's pants. Do you know what the Betos need? They need some good old-fashioned unity.
I mean, a majority of the family is united. Just Frank's the problem. Do you know what Frank needs? A knuckle sandwich. Mr. T starts by running through the major problems and how he supposes he'll fix it. And he lays down some wisdom.
Without unity, Frank Beto was like a guest in his own home. A stinky guest.
And now it's time to get to work. This is one of my very favorite parts of the show. He does this in every single episode too. He runs onto the scene, but I am confident, I am sure that like 3 blocks away is a car that dropped him off and is like, go get him, T. Now we're at the part where Mr. T meets the family and talks about what's bothering them. And every single member of the family just rips into Frank like he isn't even there.
Frank spends more time in his chair than he does with his family.
I feel so held back from just having a social life and having a job, but he won't teach me because of that chair.
And Frank says he's willing to take responsibility. He even says it's a majority his fault, but that he's not the only one to blame.
Well, I'm willing even to say 75% of it's my fault, of the problem. But it takes 2 to tango.
Right.
Mr. T then goes for this big joke, and nobody laughed.
The biggest room in the house is the room for improvement. The room for improvement.
Let me kind of summarize the general problem. Frank is a hard-working man at his disgusting job for the sewage plant. But when he gets home, he's so tired and ends up being kind of lazy. He has this one specific chair that he always sits in. This chair seems to be the major source of the problem, according to the family.
I call my chair my wife because it hugs me, it snuggles me, keeps me warm.
Frank's son Chris wants to learn to drive, but Frank still hasn't taught him.
I can't drive because my father, he won't teach me.
Frank's daughter Jillian wants to have a better relationship with her dad, but she feels like he never has the time for her and doesn't want to do the things that she wants to do.
I want him to take me out. I want to do stuff with him. But it's something that I want to do, something that I'm interested in.
And then there's Frank's wife, Trisha. She misses the version of Frank that she married, who she was madly in love with and who is madly in love with her. She's worried that he never wants to spend time with her unless it's doing the things that he specifically wants to do.
I know deep down inside, there's a Frank in there that I married. There's a Frank in there that I fell in love with. And it's upsetting.
And on top of that, Chris, Jillian, and Trisha all have a really good relationship, and they feel that they function as a family of 3 and Frank, not a true family unit of 4. And so we start with Frank teaching Chris to drive. Man, Chris honestly just kind of drives me nuts. I feel like he blames Frank for everything, and that he just complains and whines a lot.
What happened? I let the brake go, Dad.
After a bad first attempt, with Chris and Frank bickering the whole time, Mr. T gives a heartfelt speech and Chris decides to try again.
You know, Dad means well. It's just the way he expressed it, you know. So the words might be harsh, but he do care about you. He wants you to do good.
And this time around, Frank is a lot less aggressive and it goes perfectly. Problem solved. I actually waited a while before I learned to drive too. I started learning at 25. Now I picked it up pretty quickly. I understood it pretty well. But there's no way that I started with this weaving in and out nonsense. That's wild. At the first attempt, he hit all the cones. And in the second attempt, he hit none of them. I think that there is no way that this is actually his first time driving.
It's my first time doing this.
Whatever you say, brother, I believe you. So for the next step, Mr. T encourages Frank to help his family make dinner. And they give him an easy job of cooking the bacon.
You know, I think making bacon is the first step of unity.
They enjoy the meal together. It goes really well. But then, immediately after Mr. T leaves the room, Frank refuses to do any chores.
You want a sweet?
No, Chris can.
He passed off all his chores to his wife and kids.
And he goes right back to his chair.
Frank, this is your chair. Come to me.
And of course, Mr. T rips into him.
We got things to do, man. What?
Okay.
You know, we got a lot of work to do. You know, you told me you was gonna try and whatnot, then you go back to sitting down. That's not trying.
Alright, so for our problem number 2, Mr. T and Frank take Jillian to a family fun center joint so that she has the opportunity to have a nice day with her dad so she can be daddy's little girl just like she wants. And for every game in this arcade, Mr. T has another bad joke.
Ski ball? They should call it wee ball. Just whacking alligators. They were whacking down the walls between them. Some may call it air hockey. I call it love hockey.
And after a bunch of games, they enjoy a snack together. And Jillian has this interesting thing to say.
I had a really good time today. It was a lot of fun. I'm just afraid that after you go home tomorrow that it's gonna go back to the same things that it was before.
I mean, that is a real concern. But you know what? It seems good enough. Problem 2 solved.
I was starting to realize that chair might be more powerful than I thought.
I love how they keep blaming the chair, and not Frank exclusively. If it wasn't a chair, it could be a couch, or a bed, or a time-consuming, destructive habit. It could be anything, really. The chair isn't magic. Right? And for problem 3, Trisha feels that Frank hasn't been putting effort into their marriage. And she wants to be with the Frank that she remembers from when they were younger. The man that she married. And Trisha loves to ballroom dance. So Mr. T helped Frank dress up so he could surprise Trisha with a dance.
Hey, honey, I told you I'd come.
Oh my God!
I'm not gonna dance, but I'm gonna watch.
Okay, never mind. How much better is it if he's just watching?
Wow!
I don't like to dance, but I love you more.
Then get up and dance with her, moron.
Come on, you're all dressed up.
Let me watch.
Frank!
Come on.
Come on!
Yeah, just go ahead.
Mr. T seems to be very patient with Frank, and he's encouraging him and telling him he did a great job making it this far.
Really, I'm proud of you.
Thank you,
yes,
Mr. T.
Thank you, brother. You know, you dressed up, you showed up, you know, because you could have said, hey, I'm not going through with it.
Better than me, I guess. I have kind of felt that the family nags him a bit too much, but at the same time we're only seeing things now. But it also seems like they've been putting up with this for a very long time and everyone is at the end of their rope. So Trisha asked Mr. T to dance, and he didn't really want to, but he does anyway.
Mr. T! Come on! You ready? try?
Oh, wait.
Come on, come on.
Okay.
Problem 3 solved. Or close enough. Recap time! This is the part of every episode where Mr. T fills us in on everything that happened up to that point in under 10 seconds.
Here's what's been going on. I got a letter from Trish who said her husband Frank was lazy and just sat around in his chair all day, so I played some skee ball and risked my life, and now I'm trying to get Frank to dance. I wasn't satisfied with Frank just sitting on the sidelines. He did that at home.
Wait, he's doing it! They convinced him! Frank is getting up to dance with Trisha! Yeah!
If somebody laugh, I'll beat him up.
Daddy's got your back. Come on.
All right.
Come on, let's go.
He made her so happy, and they're having a really good time together. Problem 3 actually solved! Now for the last bit of the episode, Mr. T told the family to meet him and Frank at the baseball field. And he didn't tell them why.
What is that?
Oh, I don't know. What's going on? What is it, Chris?
Oh my God, Mom, it looks like a piece of furniture.
Ooh.
Wait!
I call my chair my wife because...
No! No!
What are you doing?
What's going on?
Divorcing my wife. Because it hugs me, it snuggles me, keeps me warm.
Somebody call the police!
All right. It's you.
Can't keep getting away with this!
Oh my God, is that
All right.
see that?
Wow. Goodbye, chair. Oh, what good heat. Oh, boy.
How dare you, Frank!
What a blade.
The speech Frank gave was basically just, Mr. T, you've been here for 3 days, and now my life is changed forever.
I definitely believe that you changed quite a bit at our home.
While I was editing this, I realized that I was being kind of a hater. It was actually a really nice speech. It is a little silly to think that Mr. T changed everything forever in just 3 days, but like they made a lot of progress, and Frank didn't say anything wrong. I was just being too critical. So, anyways, carry on.
I think you did a fabulous job, Mr. T, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
And he's running away!
My work was done. Time for Mr. T to slip away.
Gonna run 3 blocks and get in his producer's car. Well, that's it. That's the end of the episode. Except wait, no, there's one more thing. Every episode ends with Mr. T's final words. What do you have for us today, T?
There once was a man named Frank, whose clothing and chair done stink. But I had a plan, reuniting his clan, and now they have T to thank.
Well, hey, thanks for watching. I really enjoyed watching this show all over again and talking about it with you guys. If you enjoyed this video, you can hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, and the ones that aren't like this that I've also made, you can subscribe to this channel and you'll see every time I put out a new video. Anyways, I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful journey. Alright, I'll talk to you next time. Bye! Okay, I did it.